So, Mohammad, I hope you're happy. I don't even think I have enough minutes on my phone to record this, so might have to shoot for a 50. I don't know. But my name is Caitlyn Conwell. I will be doing a TED Talk on college tuition inflation. By the time you're watching this, it's probably 2020. Actually, I probably graduated by the time you're putting these grades in. So, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Otherwise, just Happy Holidays. Anyways, sorry, oh my gosh, I just hauled in a ginormous Christmas tree. Anyways, so I want you to imagine it's 1980. You're bopping, you're vibing. You're wearing a jacket that makes me convinced that every person in 1980 was colorblind to some extent. Your hair is so poofy it could possibly brush heaven. Mullets are a thing that people actually believe wholeheartedly are attractive. And you're about to head off for college, and you're looking at the bill, and instead of seeing $60,000 on it, you see $9,000, $9,438. That is your annual fee, not just for tuition, for school itself, but for room and board, and fees, and food. $9,000. I'm paying for college. Do you realize how badly I want to go back into 1980? I'd suffer through all the frickin' go-go pants and all that crap. I'd suffer through it. I really would. I really would. You don't know what I'd do to have $9,000. But, alas, I was not born in the 1980s, nor was I born in 1840 when Harvard, the cost to go to Harvard for 1 year was $75. Now, however, in the lovely year of 2019, it now costs from a range of $20,000, which is more than double, to $60,000 and more. The most expensive school in the United States to attend to is Mary Mudd Harvey. It's an ugly name, but it costs almost $80,000 to go there. Anyways, now Harvard itself jumped from $75 to $580. Now I'm just blabbing a whole lot because I'm trying to kill time. I'm now up to 3 minutes, 25 seconds, 26, 27. The rate of tuition inflation increases. Now you've seen that jump from Harvard 200 years ago, 1840, from $75. It's now 2019. You see this ginormous lurch in time. Think of how much money that has jumped to. Inflation has jumped so much. Golly, this angle does not look good on me. It has jumped this far. It's gone through hell itself and is now almost $70,000 to go to the most, arguably one of the most well-known colleges in the world. I mean, look at, it's obvious, I think personally it's the most successful in merchandising, at least, because it has so many. I mean, I don't even have any interest in Harvard. I've never even set foot on Harvard, yet I have a Harvard jacket. It's warm. But you look at that, you zoom out, and you see that the rate of tuition annually increases by 8%. 8%. That doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot for inflation, which I hope you realize because you're an economics teacher. So, if you look at that 8% year, so that means every 9 years it doubles. So, for my kids probably, or a kid born in 2019, by the time they get to the age to go to college, they're looking at a bill that is probably triple of what we're paying now. I'm just waiting for college to reach $100,000 for some school out there. They'll break it. I'm sure they will. So now, of course, not many people pay the bulletless price of all the different things. You look at their website, room and board, fee, textbooks, food, dorm, or that's room and board, tuition itself. They don't usually pay that much money. Now there is like waiving the fees, scholarships can be offered, FAFSA grants can be gifted, and the very, very extreme Hallmark supernatural. You won't understand that reference. Let me back it up. Like Goodwill Hunting level intelligence full ride. But that doesn't erase the concerns. If these prices keep rising, I honestly predict a shift back to the days not even that long ago, like a little more than 50 years ago, when only the rich really were getting the education. That shifted because of grants and stuff and federal funding and the opportunity to give minorities and poor people the ability to reach what rich people are getting. But that's not the case for everyone, and eventually federal funding will reach a limit. If inflation keeps rising, honestly, I see that. So, the only thing barely stopping that right now from happening is really FAFSA, because it's basically like student loans, except you don't have to pay it back. Wow, I've reached 7 minutes. Huh. But even that will reach a point where it exceeds what we can provide. This also, if you think about it, threatens the future of intellectuals, because you hear about people in India coming to the U.S. to get better education, but I honestly could see it reversing. Maybe not because we have better access to technology and stuff, but still, I mean, the prices will not be affordable. So I would honestly leave the U.S. to go to a cheaper school outside of the country. I don't know. That's just a hypothesis. But the advantage of this, of people leaving the U.S. to go to other places, would be globalization, honestly. But, I mean, would you really sacrifice that for our future? The answer is no. Now, of course, many solutions have been offered with varying levels of success and being implemented, and if it has been implemented, whether it's actually even done anything. So, for me, the most enticing solution is the idea of a tuition cap, which is basically just like a limit. Oh, what was that term you taught us? Glass ceiling? Glass floor? No. I'll figure it out, hopefully before the midterm. But like a limit to tuition, level of tuition they can pay, they can ask to be paid. The encouragement to follow this rule, because you think about it, colleges, if it's not really enforced by the government or encouraged by the government, it's very easy to just ignore. But the incentive would be to keep providing federal funding. If you break that rule and you go past the limit, the tuition cap, they could cut your federal funding. So that's a big, oh my gosh, I've hit 9 minutes. So that's a big incentive. Another answer that goes hand in hand with the tuition cap is a limit on student loans, because I was just talking to Benton, and he is still paying back his student loans. This has become less a TED Talk and more just a conversation with you, Mohammad. So I really hope you keep this video, learn from it, and don't spread it on the internet anywhere. But I was just talking to Benton. He's still paying back his student loans. He will never own a house. He'll never have the opportunity to. I mean, everything he's earning just goes almost straight to paying back those loans. So, and he's very proud of it. He's very proud of the fact that when he dies, he will still be paying back loans, and he will forever damage their system a little bit. But the cap on student loans helps the next generation to fall out of the cycle of debt that their parents got into. It helps the job market and the stock market and the market in general to keep flourishing, because if you think about it, if people can't pay, if the consumer cannot afford to buy luxuries because they're too busy paying back their student loan debt, I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of money circulating. I guess there could be because they're paying back the bank. But then again, they could just go bankrupt and run out of money to pay back the student loans. So either way, they're not really getting anything. People also demand that tuition. I agree with this. If you start the year paying a certain amount, they can't raise it. They shouldn't be able to raise it like halfway through your college career. This is going to take forever to upload. Oh my gosh. And this keeps the dropout rate lower, because if somebody is paying a certain amount of money when they first start, if that's not increased, and they can just hypothetically, if they have a consistent enough payment, then, I mean, it's less likelihood that they'll have to drop out. And overall, there is no genius solution for this problem. If there was, I like to think somebody would have thought of it by now. But I can see the only possible reversal, because, I mean, if you think about it, if there's another recession, the stock market kind of... No, see, that doesn't even really do anything. But, like, it would provide stability back into the economy, inflation would slow, but it still wouldn't fully reverse the problem, because you'd still have the problem of inflation coming right back up. So, in the end, most people will have to rely on student or government aid, as will I. So I wish you good luck and Godspeed if you're one of those people. I can't wait to delete this video off my phone. Oh my gosh.